I found 10 listening devices and 7 cameras in my hotel room. As an agent, I was completely thrown off guard. My mission was to surveil this hotel, but before I could even begin, someone else was already watching me. After checking every corner of the room, my attention was drawn to the large mirror behind me. Could someone be back there? To test my suspicion, I measured the room's length using my shoe as a makeshift ruler, then went outside to measure the building's exterior dimensions. The calculation revealed something disturbing. There was a 3-meter difference. A hidden 3-meter wide space existed behind my room. The thought sent chills down my spine. During the lunch hour when the staff was eating, I quietly swiped the master key and slipped into the service area. When I opened the door to the innermost room, a dark corridor stretched before me. At the far end was a glass panel. Moving closer, I realized I was looking directly into my own room. The mirror in my room was actually a specialized one-way mirror. It looked normal from the inside, but was completely transparent from this hidden vantage point. Moving to the observation point for room 2, I saw an old man prying up floorboards, apparently searching for something valuable. In room 3, a woman had covered all 4 walls with soundproofing foam. I initially assumed she had some dark secret to hide, but it turned out she was just practicing her singing. When I reached the last room, I was shocked to discover a kidnapping in progress. A girl was tied tightly to a chair, and her captor's clumsy movements suggested this was their first crime. Incredibly, she'd even forgotten to lock the door. Following the principle of not getting involved in unnecessary trouble, I pretended I hadn't seen anything and went to a phone booth to report the situation to my superiors. But as rain began to fall, an uneasy feeling crept over me. I kept glancing back at room 7 where the kidnapped girl was being held. Finally, I couldn't resist any longer. I knocked on the door of room 7, posing as a maintenance worker who needed to check for water damage from the storm's impact on the pipes. My cover story was terrible, and the woman saw right through it. She shouted at me to get lost through the door. This was exactly what I'd been counting on. Now that I'd confirmed she was standing right by the door, I kicked it in with all my strength, knocking her down with a swift punch in the same motion. I rushed to the bound girl and quickly untied her restraints. What I didn't expect was for the woman to get back up, now holding a shotgun. Before I could say a word, she blew my head off,